Welcome to Activating the Creative in You, where we gather with everyday people who are making a difference.
Welcome to Activation Talks, where we gather to share with you encouraging and thought provoking discussions that are meant to activate you to move into God's purpose for your life. My name is Nancy Barrios, and I am your host. Today, I am very happy because I am able to introduce to you a good friend of mine, and she is someone that I met a while back, a few years back, and she really impressed me because she is a woman who is passionate about fitness and health and a lifestyle that is about taking care of yourself optimally. I would like to introduce to you my dear friend, Janet Haddad.
Hey everyone. Thank you, Nancy, for having me here. I am so excited. The topic I'm going to be talking about is how to start strong on your health and wellness journey in baby steps, keeping it real.
Could you give us a little bit of a background on what you do in regards to that that idea of health and fitness? I know that there's a side to you that's more personal, and that's probably part of the story that's behind your desire to make this the thing that you spend a lot of time and energy.
I started working out when I was 13. I used to watch my mom work out with the TV program. So I started working out at 13. And then as I went to college, I pursued my degree in physiology of exercise. And because I love to dance, I minored in dance. But it wasn't until I had my first baby and I gained over 40 pounds, because you know how everybody says that you have to eat for two. So here I am married with my first child, and so I had to have a talk with myself. I said, okay, now here's what responsibility is. Okay, when are you going to find time for yourself? So I knew that one day turns into a week really fast. I knew that 1 week turned into 1 month very fast. And I also knew that 1 month turned into a year very fast. So I started doing things in baby steps, because I mean, this is my area of expertise. So I did know what to do because I was educated. But here's another thing. I did not like being on a strict diet. I love eating. And I hate for anybody to tell me that you can't eat that. So I knew I had to be very strategic. So some of the things I'm going to share with you are things that I live. I live it. And it's not because I'm perfect. I will be able to go through some of my weaknesses. And it was because of my weaknesses that I had to fight hard. So I have paved that way for that person who is an emotional eater.
So it sounds like you went through a period of time when things didn't exactly match up the ideas of what you had intentionally gone to school and prepared to be part of. All of a sudden, your body goes in a different direction, your life changes, and you see yourself in a place where what used to make sense is no longer making sense. So this is what sort of like motivated you to think about how this could change, right?
Yeah, I mean, so my thing is that someone who is been battling with their weight and they have a lot of weight to lose, I actually think that they have the most willpower, because if in actuality they've probably lost a lot of weight over the course of their lifetime, and that is something that you call self-discipline. I think that women just need to be coached a little bit, because I mean, dieting is a challenge. And the number one mistake that women come to me wanting to do is they think that they have to give up everything all at once. And I have to try to convince them that they don't need to do that, that especially in the beginning, starting strong. I have a few tips for anyone out there on how to start strong. So one of my first tips, of course, is that you do not have to give up everything all at once. You should actually start with your current eating plan. Yes, you heard me right. You can have your fast food, you can keep your snacks, but I actually help women design and create an eating plan that fits them like a glove. And that would be according to your lifestyle, your desires, your stress level, which is equated with how fast or how slow you approach this weight and wellness and fitness journey. And it has to be those things put in place, because that is what I do in my life. That I'm telling you, that is the only reason I am successful, is because I don't want someone to say, you can't eat that. So, but how do I do that? So I created something really basic that I want to show you. Most people start a strict diet and they lose all that weight so quickly. But if they were honest, they gain it back really quickly. And then they start having that self-talk of that they don't have the willpower, they're failures. But that's not true. That's not true. Actually, you have the most self-discipline because you've been on diets and you've cut everything for a week or 6 weeks. I wouldn't even want to do that. So I want to lift you up and say, no, that's not true. You just need a little bit of coaching or find the right coach that will take you to your next step. So it doesn't matter. It's where you are, and everybody starts in a different place. And then I would be able to move you to your next step. So this is my way, my keeping it real way. Your mountain is usually, if you are on a strict diet, that's a mountain. That's very hard to do, okay? And so then you put yourself on boring foods. So a strict diet, my way, is to eat your current plan, okay? Boring food, get your food choices. Frustrated, you're gonna move into peaceful results, okay? You're going in circles, you're gonna hit your goals, okay? Because we're gonna do it in baby steps. If you're feeling overwhelmed, my way is you're gonna feel confident. Short-term success, mine is long-term. And my motto is work smart, not hard, okay? So that's what I'm about.
Is there any example of someone that you've been also able to help to also be able to overcome?
Yes, I actually put her on my poster. This is Liz. This is one of my ladies, clients that I helped her lose. This is her before and this is her after. I helped her lose over 50 pounds. So that's Liz. So that's with the once a week coaching. And so that's what I will be doing in the group, private group with women.
Did that take a long time to?
That was about 6 months.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But remember, you want to build that house with bricks on a rock.
So it sounds like your first tip is, first of all, assess your situation, right? And gather your mind around the idea that you have to be authentic with yourself and ask yourself your question: are you going to stay stuck in the rut once you assess, or are you going to move forward, right? That's
Right.
Would be tip number one. And then tip number two is you might have to come up with a working plan, right? You can't just lose weight or get fit without actually saying, okay, I have to establish some goals, right?
Yeah. So the idea is if everybody starts, so this is a doable and simple plan. So these are my mini mountains. So your big mountain would be all this weight you have to lose, okay? And you're giving up everything. And now you're frustrated and you think that that's the way it has to be. Most people do these little mini mountains all at once.
Okay.
They start eating salad. They drink more water, movement. They start working out like crazy. They give up their fast food. I say, no, keep your fast food in there, but I would show you how to do it. So this is hard to do all at once. This is not, to me, this is not realistic. And again, the only reason I'm successful, the only reason is because I lead with my weaknesses. I got really real with myself. So again, I hate being on a strict diet. I hate for someone to tell me, wait a minute, now you're on a diet, you can't eat that. I am easily overwhelmed with big projects. So if I had a lot of weight to lose, I freeze when you give me something too big to do. So I have to work harder in the baby things, okay? And I knew that I was a stress eater. I knew that when there was something that I couldn't, figure out, I was going to go eat. So, but I got real with myself and I allowed myself, but that's the type of coach I am. So this is what I help women to do.
That takes us to point number 3. You have number 1, you assessed, you realize you need to lose weight. Number 2, you realize that there needs to be a plan. And number 3, it takes someone who has an immense amount of super ability and power on their own strength to stick to the plan. So that's 3 would be, you might need someone to walk alongside you. So this is where you might say, you know what, I probably need someone to coach me. And that's where a person with your expertise comes in, right?
Yes, and being in a group with like-minded women, get in the right community. That way you are sharing your wins and your falls, and you can learn from the other women. And it's not that hard. So with it being starting strong right now for that lady, I have put together 5 servings of what 5 servings of fruits and vegetables look like to tell you how simple it is. And for the person who needs to do something. So this is for health and weight loss. So it's about 15 grapes, a small apple. You can do a small sweet potato. And this is about 2 cups of lettuce. Look at that. It's not even that much. And this is a half a cup of baby carrots. Now, the health organization really recommends that we eat 7 to 9. So if you wanted to, here it is, but you don't have to. Now you have to eat what you love. Okay, that's the key. Look at this. I mean, for the lady who thinks that she has to just eat salad all day, since you've already done that, maybe this could be your breakfast. Get it out of the way. Yes, or it could be your lunch, but you're going to keep everything else the same. And that's a big tip. That's big. And doing this over and over, because the number one thing you should be focusing on, especially now during the corona, we have to think about our health. So my motto is health first and weight loss second, because you have to ask what your why is. And if you know your why, it's because of your health, because you will lower the risk for cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and that's where you start. This is what I do. I do that. That's easy for me. And I'm not saying that because I'm so self-disciplined. I know that I have to do it. Why am I doing it? For my health. Okay, that's tip number 2 or tip number 3. So that's how you start strong. And another tip I have that I do, especially when I'm really, really busy, is I do something that they call NEAT. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And what that really means is you just have to get up and move. Most days when I'm stressed and I don't have time, I just get up while I'm watching TV and I just walk in place. I just keep track of all my steps. And I walk my dog. So I'll get up, vacuum your house, dust, go outside and rake some leaves. You're like, that's all you need to do. And this is how you start strong, and you continue to do that. Because if you keep going in circles and thinking that you have to join a gym or work out 5 hours a week, that comes later. That will be your second step.
One of the things that we hope that could happen as people are watching our little video is kind of related to how there's a bigger purpose that is behind the conversation. And I know for a fact that one of the things that we're meant to be doing is taking care of our bodies, because they're the temple where God, Holy Spirit resides. Could you share a little bit more on that, Janet?
Sure. So one of the scriptures that really comes to mind as I'm doing my program and I come back to these many mountains is this way. This is how you build your strong foundation, one step at a time. I know sometimes we want to do things quickly, but the scripture that comes to mind is Matthew 7:24, which is build your house on a rock. Okay. So that way, when the winds come and the flood waters come, you will still be standing. So this is building your house on brick. Those that go on strict diets and go back and forth or take diet pills and they lose weight the first 2 weeks, you're building your house on sand. So when the winds come, AKA, which it signifies our stresses in life, your house is going to fall. And that is the only reason your house falls, your body. So there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you at all. That's what I want to say to you. I really want to encourage you. Don't give up. Don't give up. Okay? Because at the end of the day, this is one of my passions. But if I really had to be honest and move my passion a little bit further up, it now becomes my calling. And my calling is to serve. Okay, so now I have a different mindset of what do the women need? So I'm always going to be paying attention to what you need exactly.
Those are some incredible words of encouragement that you have provided. They're not only relating to what's here, but also part of the bigger purpose. Now, what would you say is your takeaway point as we come to the end of this discussion?
So my takeaway point would be, if I can do it, you can do it. But in the baby steps, that I could promise. Because in reality, it doesn't matter where you're at. Your next step is presenting itself, and all you are responsible for is that next step. Doing that baby step over and over and over again. That you can do, you are capable of. And don't be hard on yourself. Really, don't be hard on yourself, because being on a diet is very challenging, okay? And like I said, the number one mistake, this is my statement, this is the way I do things, is giving up everything all at once. You don't want to do that. You really don't.
Those are powerful words of motivation on how we can start strong, remain strong, and be able to reach our fitness and health goals. However, I know that those who are listening are probably saying, wow, how can we learn more? How can we get in contact with Janet? Could you share how we can get to you in regards to that if we want?
Yes.
Hey, maybe you can coach some of us, you know?
It's my pleasure. So one of the ways is I'm giving out a free perfect day guide on how to get started on a perfect day in baby steps. You can go to my website, but I think, Nancy, you're leaving all the links below. So my website is janetsfitnessevolution.com. You can go there and get on my email list, because the week of Black Friday or the day of, I am going to be offering an awesome, awesome program with so many bonuses, so many free things, of a program I've been working on. So I am going to release what is involved in a video to my email list. So get on my email list. And I think that's how they can get a hold of me. And I also teach fitness classes. And so you could check out moxie.xyz and look up my name. She'll leave all the links below. And I think that's it. That's all where I will be on for now. But yes, so that's how you can get a hold of me.
Well, thank you, Janet. You have once again helped us with great information that I know for those who are watching and listening, you are also encouraged to be able to move on and hopefully be activated into the greater things that God has for your life. So see you on Activation Talks again soon.
We hope that all who have been watching and listening have been both encouraged and empowered. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and join us for Activation Talks again soon.